to millions.
From webmasterradio.fm's world headquarters.
From the Tropic of Technology, a service at New Gen Broadcasting. Downloading
The Cyber Law and Business Report.
Only on webmasterradio.fm.
Please welcome your host, the founder of the Internet Law Center, Bennet Kelley.
One other thing I want to highlight, and we've had people on the show in the past, and we've talked about the issue of voter suppression. And we've had people who are going to help people get to vote, and in various states, trying to overcome some of the new laws that have been passed that have been admittedly designed to discourage people, people of color, elderly, students from voting. And we talk a lot about, I hear a lot of criticism sometimes from the right about President Obama. He's not following the Constitution, and he's not a real American or whatever. Well, the 15th Amendment to the Constitution provides the right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. And Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation, which is what led to the Voting Rights Act. Well, it turns out that a group funded by the Koch brothers, the Americans for Prosperity, which is largely a group that promotes low taxes and less business regulation. And in fact, a former high school classmate of mine was at one point president of it. And well, shockingly, they are sending mailers to the state of North Carolina where they are giving disinformation as to voter registration and what deadlines. They're even telling them the deadline is 5 days after the actual real deadline to discourage people and confuse people from voting. All I can say is that if you look at U.S. history, the 15th Amendment came as a result of the Civil War. Thousands and thousands of people were killed fighting that war. And then, the long struggle for the Voting Rights Act, which, included, the epic battle at Selma's Edmund Pettus Bridge, where protesters were, it's on film, where they were clobbered in what is known as Bloody Sunday. John Lewis, a current congressman from Georgia, had his head split open on that bridge that day. And if you just look at our history and what people have fought for and struggled to get the right to vote, and for someone to, calling themselves Americans for Prosperity, to then go out and try to discourage people from voting, that is despicable. If you call yourselves Americans for Prosperity, you are not Americans for Prosperity. You are basically white bigots for rich people. And so this is something that no one who promotes these type of schemes to discourage people from voting can call themselves a patriot. You are just pawn scum. This is not something that anyone who believes in the values of America can claim to endorse. This is something that is one of the most fundamental rights of Americans. Right? And in fact, in North Carolina, it is illegal, and the North Carolina Democratic Party has actually filed a petition. So, to the Koch brothers, to Americans for Prosperity, I hope your butt is in court on this, and I hope you're held accountable, because this is something that I just cannot tell you how strongly this is just so wrong. This is not something that anyone who professes to be a true American should endorse. And so you, sir, I hope some of you are in jail, or some of you pay fines or something, but you should be held accountable. You should be ashamed. And all I can say is I hope that whoever did this pays a price in some form, and that this isn't the right to vote, regardless of how it's exercised, Republican, Democrat, Mickey Mouse, whoever. No one should try to steal that right just for their own gain. And this is called democracy. It's called respecting the right of the people. And clearly this is someone who has no respect for the people. This is someone who thinks that someone can be bought. And Mr. Koch, I'm sorry, but America can't be bought. It's not yours for the taking. America is a collection of 350 million people who have come together. We fought wars. We fought hard to get these rights. And we're not going to let one SOB like you try to steal it by buying and sending information and buying off people. So I hope on election day people remember who tried to steal their vote and who did it.